When I started my work as an agency, I initially had no clients and I wanted more. So my head would tell me, well, you can go after anyone and that will be the easiest thing to do. But what I discovered, I was jumping around a lot. I said, oh, well, I can do this niche. Let me do initial research. I love to research. So I would figure out, how I would, what the common terminologies were in that particular industry, how they describe their customers, things like that, so I can feel like I'm in and that I understand them. And I found that I was jumping around a lot, and I spent a lot of time kind of doing nothing. I think it's called Parkinson's law. We will take every single moment scheduled for to do a particular task. And if you're looking to get a client, you're trying to get client work or whatever, and you don't have deadlines, and you're not really implementing. You're just going to take forever. You're going to jump from one niche to another. I started off kind of figuring out restaurants, and I was trying to do a landing page, whatever it took in order not to get in front of a client, in order to make the pitch. So the different things that I thought of, real estate, restaurants, I just didn't pick. So finally, I was talking to my mom, and she's getting close to retirement, and really hasn't saved up much. So we decided to do something together. And the first thing that she picked, I can see she was very excited about hair. So I said, okay, we're going to do that. We're going to focus on salons, hair salons. So in my head, I thought niching down what meant grabbing, okay, this is the industry. I'm going to work with salons, barbershops or whatever. But the idea, yeah, that's the industry I'll serve, but niching down goes a bit further than that. It goes to, okay, if you're niching down, you can have a general set of tools that can help different parts of the industry, but when you're communicating to a particular problem, a barbershop isn't going to have the same problems and needs as a hair salon that does bridal work, that a hair salon that only does bridal work, and these things actually exist. And when you decide to focus, you become a little more sophisticated, and you can see the differences between the different segments in your industry. And I think that's pretty cool. And what I ended up doing, I discovered that, there's a low end of the market. You have barbershops, and then you have high end, and you have different services within there. For example, what I learned that hair smoothing treatment is very popular, high retention for salon. Once you get it done, you realize, hey, I'm saving time in the morning. I only did this once in the last 3 months. It's awesome. I'll gladly pay $300 for a keratin treatment. So now I'm focusing on only doing keratin treatments for salons. This is what my focus is. And I would have never been able to figure that out if I didn't stay put and figure out this industry, this particular segment of a market. So that's my story, but I wanted to come at this from a different level. I wanted to go at a biological level why niching down is a great idea. So our phones, our computers, they all have different input, keyboards, touch screens, whatever. That's how information gets into the system. Technology mimics the creator, mimics human behavior. So humans, like computers, we have inputs, our sensory inputs. This is how information gets put in. But unlike computers, we have filters. So our brains, they have a capacity. They have something called sensory gating. So all the inputs that are coming in, there's a lot of information coming in, and our brains are actively filtering out what isn't important, what we don't need to focus on. So we have initial filter. Do we focus on this? Yes or no? Yes or no? And a good example of this is when I bought a new car. I bought a new car, Skoda Rapid. I from the States, but I moved to Romania. So Skoda is a European make, and I was never really familiar with it. I didn't know about it. And I really wasn't aware of it. But the moment we bought our gray Skoda Rapid, all of a sudden, the car was everywhere. I saw it everywhere. My neighbors had it. You know, it was parked. You know, there were about 20 of them whenever I parked at the local grocery shop. They're everywhere, and not just the make and the model, but the color. That particular color seemed to be everywhere, and that phenomenon is called the Bader-Meinhof phenomenon. You've probably experienced it. Bought a new car. When something becomes relevant to you, your brain says, "Oh, that's important." I will allow you to see it and to process it, to see if this is something you want to do. So sensory gating is a thing. The Bader-Meinhof phenomenon is a thing, and they also talk about the what is it? They talk about the cocktail party effect. When you're at a cocktail party, there's lots of sensory inputs coming in, but you're able to selectively filter out what it is that you want to do. So, or focus your attention on. So, on the screen here, there's a video, the selective attention test. This was a test that that kind of drove home the fact that our brains do a lot of processing, a lot of filtering, and that we have the capacity to filter out information to do extraordinary things, but also miss extraordinary things. So I'm going to send a link to this test. If basically just follow the instructions on the video and see if you can get the answer correct. So they're going to ask you how many times people in the white shirts pass the ball, and you'll be surprised that a majority of the people who take the test actually fail, and you'll see why. So go ahead and take a look at this video, and you'll see that our brains have a capacity of filtering out information, and we can miss extraordinary things that may be relevant to us. When you're doing your marketing and you're going out and you're talking to customers, you're advertising, you're doing cold calling, in order to be relevant, to be seen as relevant, you have to understand the lingo, you have to understand the problems, so that because when information if you're talking to someone on the phone, information comes in, and they may be processing it, and they may be kind of just ignoring it, just like kids tend to do. Well, it's a stereotype. Kids really in one ear, out the other. When information is coming in, you have to be relevant, so that people will listen. And two, if they are listening and accepting that input, they have another choice. They have to say, is this information trying to help me, or is this information trying to hurt me? And you have to get past both of those filters. If you don't, you're not going to make a connection. You're not going to make the sale. So and first filter, be relevant, so that it goes in one ear and kind of stays in being processed. And you have to be relevant to their experience to let them know you're familiar with them, because people they feel most safe when they feel most safe with similar people in their tribe. And people in the same tribe, they talk the same language, and they have similar mannerisms, and they mirror each other. That makes them feel safe. So make sure that you are that you understand their pain points, and you understand them, to let them know you understand them, their tribe, and how to help those particular individuals. So that's kind of the gist of the video. I don't like to keep these too long, but I'm under 15 minutes. I'll show you a little bit on the power of niching and some things that you can do to niche down. Here, I have a list of let's see. I have a list of niches. I'll put that in the chat. So that will load up, and while that's loading up, what the heck is that? And while that's loading up, we can take a look at a couple things. So Groupon is a great place to niche. Mackenzie, she mentioned Groupon, but to go in a bit further, you have Groupon here, and you can pick different categories. So again, going my example, coming in hair straightening, this is kind of a generic thing. And here, this is the keratin that I was talking about. You can see that the base price is $450. And to go to a salon, if you have a setup that will pitch to them, say, hey, I understand this. This is a service that you have. I can get you more of these clients, and with less than 64% off. I actually do 33%, and that's a good offer that people like to take. Yeah, you can click around and kind of see things, but when you see something, go a bit further. So keratin, one keratin, I actually don't even know what this is. This is kind of going out there. Photonic laser treatment. So yeah, that's kind of out of my experience level. But hair smoothing, keratin treatment, there's different brands. This is a keratin is a protein type, but it goes into brands. And what's really cool, once you realize that you have, okay, this is something that I want to work in, you can look at the different brands that are there, and the brands, they will have their own certification, and they have their own clients, and they want to help their clients get more customers. So if I go to, let's see, Brazilian blowout. Brazilian blowout is a type of keratin treatment, and in there they have a list of they have sell products, and they have certification. They train stylists on how to use their product and how to be successful. So here, there's a section, find a salon. Whoa. So if I didn't niche down, I wouldn't have been able to have this great prospecting tool of going into this repository of salons that focus on this particular treatment. Maybe not focus, but they are certified in it. So here I can pick a state, and this is in Alaska. I should have picked California. It would have more examples. But here, even in, did I pick Alaska or Arkansas? Okay, so you can see here, even in Alaska, there's a list of salons that I can go ahead and I can reach out to, and it's the same in any niche in industry. So I did this example, Invisalign. I got that wrong, but let's see. Invisalign. This is a type of, I was going to say chiropractic. It's a type of orthodontic work that orthodontists use. So this is kind of an upsell for parents that kind of want to have more control, and they don't want to have the braces in there. Here they have find a doctor. So find a doctor for patients. And yeah, the rabbit hole is pretty deep with this. Once you decide to niche down, you realize there's a wealth of clients that are out there for you to pick. And once you realize, hey, there are plenty of customers ready. Let's see. I did this already, so I know that. Welcome. Let's get started. I know that I can find what I need here. Let's scroll down to the bottom. Here we go. Find a doctor. And what's great here, the business, once you find Invisalign, they talk about the pain points for adults, pain points for parents, teens. They know the audience, so you can segment the audience here, and then you can talk shop with your potential client. So this is what's cool. So Doctor Locator, they give you all the marketing materials. So once you check out the marketing materials for whichever service, so in this case, this is Invisalign. The way this one is working is zip code. So you can use the zip code search that I got for you before. And I showed you how to pull up a list of zip codes. So then you can pull up median household incomes over $1 million, and then do zip codes, those zip codes in here. So then you have a list of wealthy zip codes and doctors that are in those zip codes in here that focus on Invisalign. And this is really, really slow. Cool. So now I have a bunch of orthodontists here that focus on the Invisalign treatment, and boom. So if you know nothing about Invisalign, just look at the marketing here, and then you can come up with an ad. You can come up with an offer, and that's that. So next video. Further planned, I have how to get. Well, here you likely have the orthodontist name. So this is great to get past the gatekeeper. So when you call, you can say, hey, can I speak to Ronaldo? My name is also Ronaldo. This is Ray. I'm the marketing guy. So the person at the phone, they'll just hand it off. You don't have to ask, oh, well, I'm just looking to XYZ. No, you just say, hey, can I speak to Ronaldo? My name's Ray. I'm the marketing guy. And then boop, they'll just pass you on over. So and then that's where you do your pitch to get not to sell, but to just, hey, I just need a moment of your time. Let me I just want to show you what it is that you're missing out on, and then get them on a presentation. So boop, that's what I got. So hopefully you found this helpful, and I have more great stuff to share. Share me your thoughts. Bye.